Alfred Hitchcock, born August 13, 1899, began his career as a draftsman, advertising designer and writer. Then through an interest in photography, he moved into London's film industry, first as a silent film title card designer and 5 years later as a director. Hitchcock, as an editor, expanded on the ideas created by other influential filmmakers such as Lev Kuleshov's Kuleshov effect. The Kuleshov effect depicts the feelings of hunger, sorrow and lust to an audience by placing different pieces of film between two identical close-ups of a neutral-faced man. Hitchcock adapts this into his own technique, which he refers to as pure cinema, using a close-up shot, a point-of-view shot, and then a reaction shot to portray character.
Now we have a close-up. Let me show you what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees, and he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film can do for you.
Hitchcock uses this technique to create suspense and tension in his films, cutting back and forth between small pieces of footage. One example of this is his 1960s horror, Psycho. Hitchcock said himself, "You could not just take the camera and show a nude woman being stabbed to death. It had to be done impressionistically." And he does this by cutting between small pieces of footage of the woman's head, torso, legs, the shower, a shadow on the curtain, the knife. The scene cuts between around 78 pieces of film in 45 seconds to create the suspense for the audience. As well as creating adaptations of existing editing techniques, Hitchcock was also the first editor to pioneer the use of hidden cuts. He did this in his first colour film, Rope, in 1948, using 5 hidden cuts to create the illusion of one fluid motion, meaning there were no breaks in the tension built up. Hitchcock created these hidden cuts by cutting initially when the camera covered only darkness and then splicing a new piece of film starting from the same point.
What are you worrying about, Philip? After all, old Mr. Kentley's coming mainly to look at these books. Now, what could be better than to have them laid out neatly on the dining room table where the poor old man can easily get at them?
Hitchcock's work and editing techniques influenced future filmmakers and how we look at editing today, making Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, one of the most influential pioneers of modern editing.